Welcome to Black Trauma with Men's Empire, a podcast that brings a new narrative in a world where black trauma has been woven into the fabric of our existence. On this podcast, I recognize the power of breaking generational cycles and embracing self-awareness. I confront my past, understand my pain, and transform it into a source of strength. I inspire future generations to rise above the shadows of trauma, creating a legacy of resilience and empowerment. I unapologetically embrace my scars, turning my wounds into wisdom, my struggles into triumphs, which then inspires you watching me to do the same. On this podcast, I encourage you to maintain self-love and respect by putting boundaries in place in all relationships. This empowers you and me to prioritize our needs and nurture healthy relationships, ensuring we remain true to ourselves. Hi everyone, it's me, your host, Men's Empire, and welcome to another episode of Black Trauma with Men's Empire. Guys, I am 41 years old. Oh my God, turning 41 has been a journey of self-discovery and growth. You know, as a divorcee and a single mom of 3 amazing kids, I've had this special my own challenges. But I really thank God that I'm able to triumph over them because, your girl is a friend of God. Guys, I spent my birthday in Johannesburg, South Africa this year, and this was my second solo trip. As you know, most of you that follow me on Instagram and on here, then you would know, and I did upload an episode where I showed you everything that went on when I went to Women Evolve 24, baby, in Dallas, Texas. God, that was amazing. It was amazing, guys. But today I'm here, guys, to share with you the amazing revelation that happened when I was in South Africa celebrating my 41. I'm already experiencing menopause. Guys, anyway, but solo trips have really helped me to get out of my comfort zone and take control, and it just brought this, it's so liberating. It's brought this confidence, this sexiness in me that and a chance to connect with myself and reflect on my life and gain a deeper understanding of who I am. Let's move on. The revelation was something happened on my birthday that really, really upset me, right? And I found myself, kneeling down and praying for strength and understanding about, what had happened, and I wanted to know why. I had a revelation that I am a people pleaser. Yeah. Oh, actually, I was a people pleaser. I say I was because now you can call me a recovering people pleaser. Guys, I've always noticed it in other people, and I never, ever, ever thought that I was one of them. Really. So it's just like, I could not believe it. I was like, whoa. And then that upset me too. I'm like, why am I like that? And I felt like, when you get to a point where you get a moment where it's like a light switch, like wake up, and you're like, whoa, now I get it. I understand why this is happening. And another thing that I was filled with was so angry at myself. I was so upset with me. I was so embarrassed. I was like, I'm so embarrassing because of the things that I did. And I did the behaviors that I tolerated, the boundaries that I did not set, the boundaries that I crossed. And I had no idea that I was people pleasing. You understand what I mean? So I felt like going to apologize to people, to say, I'm so sorry, I was expecting this of you. I feel so embarrassed. You are not capable of giving me this. But because I was giving you that, I thought you can give me the same, but you can't. Do you understand? So as we dive into this, first of all, I really need to define people pleasing, and then we can get to where I want to get, so you can understand how I got to understand how I got that revelation from God, that memo, because I was so angry at God. I was like, I kept in the prayer, I kept asking God, why, and all the whole prayer I kept saying, why did, and I'm like, yeah. And then God, told me that, memo, this is not on me, this is you. You're a people pleaser, and you need to do something about it, or else you're gonna ruin your life, and you're gonna find yourself in this situation every single time, because you're not learning, but you're expecting different results at the end of it, and that's not on. So don't put it on me. I've given you all the tools. I've given you everything you want in life. I have given you the manual, but for some reason you're not listening. You're going your way and you are crying, and then you come back to me and you blame it on me. So I had to really apologize to God, and I promised God that I'm going to go out of my way to recover from this thing, because honey, it was stealing my joy. It was stealing everything that I am, and I'm not gonna have that. I'm 41, not 14. Do you understand? We need to make some changes. We need to change things. We need to, do you understand what I mean? So moving on. Some of us can chat, honey. We can chat and chat and chat. But let's define people pleasing. People pleasing is the tendency to prioritize others' needs and feelings over your own. It is often rooted in a desire, for acceptance and fear of rejection. It can be shaped by our past experiences, and it can, stem from childhood trauma or early adulthood, influences, where individuals learn to prioritize others' needs in order to feel accepted or to avoid conflict. If children grow up in environments where approvals rely upon pleasing others, they may internalize the belief that their worth is tied to how well they can make others happy. This can lead to difficulties in setting boundaries and asserting their own needs later in life. Understanding these connections can be vital in breaking the cycle of people pleasing, especially as you empower others in their journeys of self-discovery and resilience. It's all about recognizing those early influences and working to reshape them into healthier patterns. When individuals leave home at a young age and they go into new environments such as colleges or workplaces, this can lead to a heightened desire to please others as a way of establishing connections or gaining approval. Additionally, if someone has taken on responsibilities at home, they may carry a sense of obligation into their new life, feeling like they need to maintain that caretaking role or keep others happy to feel secure. This can make it challenging, to prioritize their own needs and desires, leading a cycle of self-neglect. And like I said, in early adulthood, these patterns can continue to manifest in relationships, whether romantic or friendships, or even work environments. The fear of rejection, guys, or abandonment can make it challenging to assert one's own needs, and leading to a cycle of another, like I said, self-neglect. People pleasing affects, our mental health, because the constant stress of trying to meet everyone's expectations can lead to anxiety and feelings of inadequacy. And when you're always worried about how others perceive you, and it can create a cycle of, like self-doubt or a low self-esteem. Over time, this can contribute to depression, and as the pressure to please others overshadows your own needs and desires. And when I said early childhood responsibilities can, significantly influence the development of people-pleasing behaviors. If a child is often expected to take on adult-like responsibilities such as caring for siblings, managing household tasks, they might learn to prioritize others' needs over their own from a very young age. This can create a pattern where they feel valued only when they are meeting others' expectations. So you end up having resentment over time. And people pleasers, end up trying to please their own needs, but they will go unmet. So they feel resentment towards people that they've helped. You can get anxiety and depression as well, can be caused by people pleasing behaviors, because it contributes to feelings of anxiety, especially if individuals feel like they're failing to meet these expectations. I'll just share my story about Wendy. If Wendy was here, she'll tell you that at the moment we're just arguing about uni. She is ready to go to uni, and she'll be going to uni very soon. And I'm having trouble letting go and letting it go, because she doesn't want to go to uni anywhere near Southend. Do you understand what I mean? She wants to go all the way to Leicester, Loughborough, Northampton, Birmingham. I said Birmingham is impossible. I told her Birmingham we're not going to get into that right now, but Birmingham, he said no. She was like, okay. And then her father as well backed me up on that fast, and he said no, Birmingham is impossible. So now we're looking at Leicester and Loughborough. Guys, I'm in bits. I am in bits because I left home early. I left home at 16. I know it's different with Wendy. She's not a breadwinner. She's not in charge of anyone, but I was. So when I came over, I came over and I was living with my auntie. I was looking after my sister and everything, but I also had the responsibility of sending money back home, of paying for my siblings' school fees, rent, food, everything. It was relied 90% on me, right? And I would be lying if I tell you that anyone set me down and said, when you get there, you need to be giving us money, you need to be sending money, you need to be paying for No one did that. But I felt the pressure to do that anyway, because I left back home. My father was not working. My mother was selling freezers and selling things outside the school, the local school, popcorns and stuff. So I really wanted to change that life. I really wanted to change it. And my mother, I remember every time I spent time with my mom, she would say, I really want a stove like, them big stoves that we used to have. We have they have an oven and whatever. Like what we have here in UK, back home, you buy a whole unit like that. It's only nowadays that new buildings are all built in. So my mom was obsessed with that. So in my head, I was thinking my mom wants a 4-plate stove. You understand? Yes, my dad is not working, but he wants a bicycle. I had all these things. My brother wants this. My sisters, when we grew up, we wanted to go to boarding school. We couldn't afford it. So in my head, I wanted to give that because I wanted to feel like, whoa, look what memory has done. She's done this. She's done that. She's done this for us. She's done that. Because my auntie, when she was here, and my uncle, she used to send money. And we used to worship them. Oh my God. Oh, Marius is calling. Answer the call. Hi, how are you? You'll be so... Even when you don't want to talk to her, you just answer and be happy. Because she has money. She wants to give you something. She has clothes. So you have to be nice. So we had to please that phone call. You had to be nice. You understand? So it started from a young age. So I wanted that recognition. I wanted that. I wanted that worshipping. That, oh my God, Memo has done this now. What auntie used to do, Memo has done this now. She's done this. She's done this. So I was working 3 jobs. I would go to morning around 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I would do cleaning, toilet cleaning, and then rush to a long day, finish at 7. But the long day finished at 8:30, but I would finish at 7 so that I can rush to a night shift at 8 p.m. So I would rush to a night shift 8 p.m., have handover, go in the shower, because I haven't showered all day, start getting ready and, doing the work that I needed to do. And then that continued. Guys, I used to work 24 hours, and every time I got paid, I would send money. Even running away from my auntie's house, it was fueled by, I have responsibilities here. I cannot be just sitting here in this house looking after my little sister and doing nothing with the money that I'm working for. I need to change my parents' life. I need to change my siblings' lives, right? And I found myself doing it for a good 15, 14 years. You understand? 24 years in UK this year. If it is material things, I'll struggle to show you what I have. I will really, really struggle to show you what I have, and I'm being honest. You understand? If it's material things. That's because I was busy doing things for other people. But then when I was in South Africa, God reminded me that memo, because something happened. I won't even get into that. But it was mostly fueled by, I was expecting what I do for people for my birthday to happen for me as well. I was expecting certain behaviors. I was expecting certain things to happen. Calls, everything. And nothing like that happened. I found myself on my own. And I went for my photo shoot, and I was scammed. My photo shoot, we couldn't find the photographer because I had paid the photographer before I got there. We were scammed by that photographer. The whole day was a mess. That was the worst day. You understand? So when I got home, I was like, oh my God, what have I done? You understand? That's another money that I've lost. And I was crying to God that I'm looking at my phone. There's hardly even a call. Actually, no one called me to say happy birthday. Do you understand? So I was like, hey, I cried, not crying as in tears, but I cried, my soul was crying, thinking, but why? If it's somebody's birthday, I will fuss over them. You understand? And also I'm thinking, why have I been scammed? You understand? I wouldn't do that to someone. You understand? So it was all of these things, and I'm thinking as well things that were happening when I was here, before I went, and things that have been happening the whole year. I found myself crying to God and thinking, God, why is this happening? And God reminded me that, Memo, you are doing this to people. You're doing this for people, but they're not asking you for this. You are doing this for them, expecting approval from them. Because you're so scared of rejection. I've said this before. My depression was fueled by rejection. Family rejection from my aunties, my cousins. It caused me to have depression because I will question myself, why are they rejecting me? Why are they, do you know what I mean? But God reminded me of that memo. But yes, we can sit here and blame these people. But you've done this. You have failed to put boundaries for yourself. You have failed to do that. You have put them first before you. They can't do the same with you, for you. Because it's just, maybe they're not people pleasers. Maybe they have boundaries for themselves. They look after themselves first before anyone. Yes, they're selfish, but they're looking after themselves. Why can't you do the same thing? Why are you putting everything, taking it upon yourself to think, okay, Martin is going through this. His birthday, I want to try and make him feel so special so he can forget what he's going through. But when it came to my birthday, nobody thought of that. You understand? And I'm not even angry at them anymore. I felt resentment and thinking, and I'll say that even back home. When I was doing all of that stuff, I remember on my 40th birthday, I said to my brother's wife, and I said, do you know what? Because I opened up to her and she opened up to me, and we're so close. So I said to her, do you know, one of the things that I struggle with, I thought on my 40th birthday, my big brother is going to say, Memo, I'm proud of you. I thought he was going to say thank you. I thought he was going to say, well done for doing this and everything, because 40 is such a big age. Is like, I wanted him to say that. Because I felt like I have nothing. I've given my life to these people, but I have nothing. The resentment was in the blood. Like, I felt it so much. And that nothing like that happened. Up to today, I will be lying to you if I say I sat with my mom or my dad and they said thank you, or they said well done, you did this for us. So because of the memory losses, well, I don't even remember half of the things I've done. Maybe I've done nothing and I think I've done something for them. But the main point was, I was people pleasing. I was doing this to please them. I was doing this to get a validation, to get oh, you are so special, because I wanted to be made to feel like I am the Messiah. I wanted them to worship me, and that's not the right way to be, because people should not be worshiping. People should worship God. At the end of the day, people don't beg you to do these things. You did them yourself. I could have come over here because there are other family members that have gone outside of their, they've traveled abroad for a better living and they've just looked after themselves and they've not looked back. So why couldn't I do that? So you can't blame these people to say, oh, they never said thank you. You can't blame my sister and say, oh, she did this to me, but I did all this for her. Listen, she owes me nothing. She looked after herself when she did what she did with my ex. You understand? She wanted to do it at that time. She did it. She did it because that's what she wanted to do, honey. So you can't hold it against her. She owes you nothing. Memo, she owes you nothing. Just treat everyone as a person. Some people are not capable of giving you what you give them. Stop looking for you in people. It was so clear, God telling me this about myself. Guys, I cried and I apologized to God. I said, I'm so sorry, God. I am sorry. I did not know. I am sorry. I didn't think I was a people pleaser. You don't have to think about anyone else except your kids are the people maybe that you have to. Even then, you can see even men are walking away from children and they are not turning back. Women are even dumping kids and they're not turning back. Yes, there's a toxicity in that. But it was an eye-opening that I realized, wow, I am a people pleaser, and my people pleasing started from then, leaving home early and taking responsibility and having to grow up before I was ready to grow up. Which is why I'm struggling to let Wendy go, because I'm thinking, my mom let me go, my dad let me go, and now I have all these issues. I'm struggling mentally and all these, a lot of issues that I have, that things that I've gone through. I was abused, I was raped, all these things, you understand? Just because my mom let me live, just because my father let me live, you understand? So now I feel like if I let Wendy live and go, I won't be able to keep her safe. But as I'm in therapy, I'm realizing that, no, I've actually done well. I've actually broke that cycle. Because Wendy's 20 this year, December, and she's still at home with me. She's still not paying rent. She's still not paying food. She is still at home. She's my baby. So I have broken that cycle already. So now I need to put myself first. And I need to stop being angry at people when they can't give me what I've given them before. I should not do things because I'm looking for validation. I should just do things because I want to do them. If I don't want, I should be able to sleep and think, I didn't do it because I don't want to do it. End of story. I should not be feeling bad, and it doesn't make me a bad person at all. There's people pleasing in relationships as well. People pleasing in relationships can create, an imbalance. You might find yourself giving more than you receive, which can lead to feeling of, that's another resentment as well. It can also prevent genuine connections, as relationships may become more about fulfilling obligations rather than sharing authentic experiences. When you struggle to assert your boundaries, it can create a misunderstanding and conflict, which makes it hard to maintain a healthy dynamic. It can, hinder personal growth and self-discovery as individuals, because you will struggle to understand your own desires and boundaries, which is it's a really unhealthy dynamic in relationships, where one person may feel taken advantage of. So if you have difficulty in setting boundaries, it can lead to unhealthy, behaviors that you do, settling for things that you would have never settled for if you were switched on, if you had an awareness of your people-pleasing triggers. You understand? So like I said, for relationships, I've dated guys. I'll say 2 guys I've dated that I can say right now they were not attracted to me. They did not want me like that. But because I kept on pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, you understand? I kept on pushing. They just stayed in the relationship and it was longer and longer. You understand? But you can, if I go back, I can clearly see that the person didn't care. The person wanted to go, but I kept on and on and on. I was giving myself to him. I was offering things. I was going out of the way, and doing my roles were over exaggerated. I was acting as a wife more than a girlfriend. You understand? And I left a man with no choice but to just tolerate me. Because for a beautiful woman like me, guys, I'm a very beautiful woman and all that. I'm very intelligent. I'm very compassionate. I'm very empathetic. I'm very nurturing. I am beautiful in every way, and I deserve a man that reciprocates that. But I have settled for some douchebags that now today I'm thinking, what did I ever see in you? I said I was angry in South Africa when I realized that I was a people pleaser, didn't I? Because there is a guy that I have been pushing. I've been pushing myself onto this guy, and this guy doesn't give a shit about me. I swear to God, he doesn't. You understand? And I started feeling like I must make his skin crawl when I touch you. When I'm like, oh, kiss me. When I'm like, oh, I want to come and see you. But the guy doesn't care. He doesn't care. That's why I'm not the only one. That's why I wasn't the only one, because he's gone now. He's not mine anymore. He's not my problem anymore. So that's why I wasn't the only one. That's why I always questioned myself. Because I remember that every time I linked up with this guy, I always felt less. Every time I left him, I felt less of a person all the time. I felt like I've given too much. And I don't know how to explain this. It's gonna sound so bad, but it's like sex, isn't it? When you have sex with someone, you want to enjoy it, right? It's like that. But you give your all in that session, but you leave even more hungry. You understand? That's how I felt when I saw this guy. And yes, he was giving me bits and pieces, what they call mafufu. What do you crumbles? Yeah, he was giving me bits and pieces. One day he acts like he's so over me, and I think, oh yes, he's over me. He loves me. He prefers me, but he doesn't. I was just there. Sometimes you think you are loved, but it's because you say yes to everything, and you think you're loved. Sometimes you think you're the most attractive, or you're the one that knows everything, and you're taken places by this guy, but it's because you're always free. You're always available. It's got nothing to do with you, with how they feel for you. And that's sad, guys. That is really sad. So I would like to encourage people out there, look in your relationships and see that what I'm getting, sometimes I was getting less than the bare minimum. Less than the bare minimum, but because I was going out of my way to meet this person, I felt like they're meeting me halfway, but they were not. So it's like you come to me, I come to you. Guys, I need an earring. I need you to do my hair. I need you to do my lashes. But when you come to my house, I give you this beautiful dress. And you think, but this dress costs less than what you've given me. But because to you take things so close to your heart, you appreciate things so much. You see that tiny thing that this person has done for you is this big thing, but it's not. So in life, as our kids grow up, let's try and show them what fulfillment is, what love is, what rejection is, so that they don't take things the wrong way, so that they see things as they are, so that they are aware of toxicity, so that they are aware of toxic behaviors, so that they are aware of these things before they leave to go into the world. Now I focus on myself, and I even have had difficult, conversations with people about my boundaries, about what I'm going to be able to accept in a relationship or any type, or in whatever that we are building, and what I'm not going to accept. And I have had conversations with people about what I can contribute in their lives and what I can't contribute. And I'm telling you now, as of November, going forward, I'm going to be putting myself first. If I don't feel like talking to anyone, I won't talk to anyone. If I don't feel like calling you, I won't call you. If I don't feel like I don't want to pick your call, I will not pick the call. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one that knows how that feels. Because I have pressured myself. You know, with anxiety, with anxiety, there are a lot of things that you struggle to do. But because you're trying to please people and you're trying not to offend people, you get to a point where you overextend yourself. And then after you do that, you're suffering on your own at the end of it. Another thing that I would just say is that what I realized, another revelation, is that even though I am a catch and I'm beautiful and I'm, I may be like the perfect picture of a woman that someone out there wants, even though I'm that person, I can be too much for people to handle too. It doesn't mean that because I'm a catch and I'm beautiful, that means everyone should be okay with me. Everyone should feel blessed to have me in their lives. No, they are people that are picked by God to have an impact in your life. And also you were picked by God to have an impact in certain people's lives. It doesn't mean because I didn't have an impact in Tapiwa's life, that means in Tafatwa's life I will not. No. What Tafatwa does not like and what Tapiwa likes are two different things. So it's one means ice cream, is another means like custard. I'll say it like that. But it's both of them, they're nice. So it just depends what the person wants at that time. So moving on, as you see me every day from today, I want you to understand that whatever decision that I make moving forward, I'm not doing it to hurt anyone or to offend anyone. I am no longer a people pleaser. I live according to my own rules, my own boundaries. And I'm sorry, I will apologize for that right now. Some people will think maybe I'm acting shady. Some people will see it as that because they are used to this side of memory, this side of memes, and they don't understand what's going on. But I will be honest with you guys. I need to put a disclaimer right now. It's got nothing to do with anyone. It's nothing personal. If I do anything for you, I'm doing it because I want to do it. If I come to see you, it's because I want to. If I don't want, please receive it the same. It's got nothing to do with that. I am no longer a people pleaser in the name of Jesus. I'm an anxially attached person, this type of person that gets obsessed with trying to make a relationship work without even evaluating if the relationship is even worth working on. I was that person. So I realized, no, F that. I'm no longer doing that. If I didn't break it, I'm not going to try and fix it. I used to really sit there and think, what did I do to deserve this? What did I do to deserve this? Or why have they stopped talking to me? I haven't done anything wrong. Why is she behaving like this? I still do it some days. I still do the same things, but they're not as bad now as it used to be. So priority, learn to say no. Learn to just let things sink sometimes. Because as long as you know it's got nothing to do with you and you've tried your best. Don't be so obsessed in saving a relationship that you forget about yourself. So I want to help anyone who thinks this episode resonated with them. I want to help you with strategies to assist yourself and try and show up not as a people pleaser. Because I'm in therapy about this thing. So I'm helping you to cut the cycle. So I want to give you strategies to help if you ever find yourself in the same spot. These strategies require practice consistently and, but they can lead to a balanced, fulfilling. You need to recognize the triggers. Identify situations or people that trigger your people-pleasing tendencies. Awareness is the first step to change. And prioritize yourself. Make a conscious effort to put your needs first. This doesn't mean neglecting others, and but acknowledging yourself and your well-being. And practice saying no. Start by saying no to minor requests. This will help you build confidence and make it easier to set boundaries in more significant situations. Learn to give up on relationships. This is a skill, actually. It's a very important skill. Once you master it, hey, darling, you'll be the happiest person alive. Trying to fix relationship that keep destroying us is something else. Especially when we are the only ones who are interested in fixing the relationship. It doesn't make sense, guys. If it's toxic, if it's inconsistent, if it's one-sided, you need to walk away from that. Don't try and fix it or repair it. Don't, accept misaligned connections. Take that as a superpower and just walk away. Don't force it. And I'm not talking about what I said, I'm an anxious, avoidant, type of behavior. I always want to anxiously save things. I'm attached. I'm obsessed with making a relationship work. I was. But now I'm recovering from that. If the other person is not interested, I am not interested. So you have to be just as interested as working on the relationship as I am. The connection has to be mutual and fair for both parties. Reframe your thoughts. Challenge the belief that you need to please everyone and be liked and valued. Remind yourself that your worth isn't dependent on others' approval. Take time to understand your motivations. Ask yourself why do I feel the need to please others, and what are my true desires in doing that? Also, another thing as well, journaling is a great tool for this. Be clear and be very clear about what you need or what you want as you communicate openly with other people, honestly, and most of all, respectfully. No matter how hard it is, do not assume, do not worry, do not overthink these things. When you clearly communicate, you're always on the right path, because even if they don't reciprocate it or sort out things, you've got clarity at least. That I told you what was on. Seek support and surround yourself with friends and communities that encourage authenticity and respect your boundaries. When you share your journey with others, it can provide, strength and validation. And, sometimes people can highlight these traits for you. You need to reflect on your values. Spend time thinking about what truly matters to you. Align your actions with your values. And make decisions that feel right for you. It's you, not anyone else. You need to celebrate your own progress. Acknowledge and celebrate your efforts to break the cycle. Like I said, I know I broke the cycle. Instead of waiting for my brother to tell me that, Memo, you have broken the cycle, well done. I have to motivate myself. I have to tell myself that I've done well. Cutting the cycle takes time and practice. You need to create a healthy relationship with yourself. With yourself, guys. You've got this. And I want to talk to women that are in relationships that are not working. Women that are in marriages that they are not happy. And they are scared of the unknown. And I understand that. But make a plan to go. Make a plan to leave. Make a plan to leave. Because the longer you stay in a situation that's not fulfilling you, is the longer you're going to hold back, push away the person that's meant for you. At the end of the day, marriage ain't the goal for everyone. It doesn't mean because you are not in a marriage, you have not done anything that makes sense. I thank God that I was able to experience a marriage for 21 years. I thank God. And it wasn't because of me. It was God's grace. I am a friend of God, like I said. Yeah? And I can take that off. But I'm not going to wallow if I don't get another person to marry me. I'm not going to stress myself and feel like I've been rejected. And I have felt rejected by men, because they have not been consistent, they have not met me at the point of my need, they have not been emotionally mature, they have not been emotionally intelligent to be able to hold my emotions and hold theirs as well. But at the same time, I have to take accountability. I wasn't healthy either because I wasn't putting boundaries in place. But now, try me now. I will put boundaries in place. I will not just be doing things just because I need to have a guy in my life. No. If you want me in your life, you've got to make me feel like you want me in your life. And I'm not saying buy me things, but make me feel like you want me in your life. Call me, look for me, check on me, meet me, plan dates. And this goes for friendships as well. Now I let things sink. If it's going to sink, let it sink, let it sink. Because at the end of the day, I'm 41 today, and I was in a marriage, and I'm now baby mama in their eyes. Yes, I'm known as the ex-wife, but to be honest with you, you don't take this anyway. There's no way you take this qualification that you were married before. You don't take a qualification to say, oh, you were unhappy in a marriage and you stayed in that marriage and you didn't leave, you stayed and you stayed. So God says, okay, I'll open the gate for you, just come in without questions. No. We'll meet each other at that line if it's there. So look after yourself, put yourself first. Don't take things personal. Even if somebody cheats on you, even if your wife cheats on you, even if your friend cheats on you, whatever happens, don't take it personal and think, oh, I must have done something wrong. Or I'm angry at my friend for dating my ex. Or no. That's their boundaries. That's their standards. They're looking after themselves. To be honest with you, they're actually a better person than I am because they don't care about me. They don't care about what anyone thinks. They're looking after their heart. And if their heart is saying date memories ex-husband, let them date. You understand? They're looking after themselves. So moving on, I am trying by all means, and I hope God helps me that my next birthday, if I want to spend it in bed, I will. I don't have to feel pressured to be showing that, I went there, this is what I did for my birthday. No, I'm going to please myself. If someone asks me for £10 and I haven't got it, and I have £10 but I want Nando's, I want loaded fries and macaroni cheese, I'm going to tell them I don't have the money that I have, I want to use it. If people expect something out of me and I haven't got it, I have not got it. I'm sorry, I'll give it here. Full stop. Because at the end of the day, I can only look after myself. And what I'm aiming on is to break that cycle. I love you guys, and I want to thank you for everything you have done for me, be it the DMs. I know there's a lot of DMs on Facebook, people that just send messages. I love you, go on sis, you're doing well, I'm so sorry, and everything. Your son, any encouragement that you've been sending, sometimes I open, sometimes I don't. It's really anxiety, it's not you. It's just sometimes I feel overwhelmed by it all, and it's just so hard sometimes. But I'm getting to a point where I am healing and I'm healthy and I'm getting there, and I'm hoping next year I'll have a different story, and I will be my life and my living, my trauma will be someone's survival guide. Sometime one day it will be. But right now I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I would also want to ask you guys to like, share and comment, especially my content, guys. I need you to engage so that at least I can be able to buy microphones. I can be able to get more content out there for you, those that want my content out there. So your engagement, your comments mean a lot to me. I will respond. Thank you so much for all your support, and I hope this episode resonates with you, and I hope this episode pushes you to another revelation for yourself too. Thank you. Until next time.